Hey guys, it's David Bowie from Classic Pro, and today I'm going to be reviewing BattleBox aka Barriers for the Classic board.
I'ma give it all I got like 23, I stay on top, I do it like it's my...
So something pretty cool happened. One of the Classic players in California sent myself and Teacup a message, and he wanted us to do a review of the barriers that he created himself and built out of this plexiglass, and sent us a really nice note. So I'm going to read that to you. David, it's an honor to connect with fellow class enthusiasts from around the country, and enclosed is a set of 3-inch barriers. Not my cleanest build, but effective. After playing around with several barrier designs and heights, these seem to be approaching ideal. At 3 inches tall, they seem to keep the pieces in play even with the most aggressive strikes about as effectively as a 6-inch wall. Furthermore, at 3 inches, there is minimal visual obstruction. I hope you find playing with them as gratifying as our groups in Southern California has. I think the barriers definitely make class easier to introduce to new players in private and public settings, but I also think barriers will help produce better competitive players and more exciting matches, both for the players and the spectators' points of view. Biscuit game sharpens offensively and defensively, but so does shot making. Personally, I think the barriers are the future. So Alvin, thank you so much for sending this over to me, and I'm going to unbox them for the first time here and see how easy it is to install. As of right now, I don't have anybody to play with the barriers, but I will do everything I can to see how easy or hard it is to remove the biscuits with the barriers on the board. Stay tuned. All right, so we have 4 pieces of plexiglass, I believe. I don't think it's going to be too difficult to install this. So it should probably go something like that. Okay, yeah, that's easy. So I think you just push down really hard on these so it's all lined up here. And done. All right, let's spend a moment here taking a peek at the construction. Simple plexiglass that's cut out in slits, fits on the corners there. Let's zoom in on where the corner pieces would go. As you can see, doesn't look like there's going to be any issue with the piece sticking on the board. All right, overall feelings here, it's different. Visually, I think right now what's a little bit difficult is that there is a reflection that I can see off of this plexiglass of this wooden, I don't know, whatever you call the back wall here. So it's, if you can imagine like a mirror, I can see this line on the other side as well. So if I really wanted to play this, I'd probably get over the edge like this versus sitting back a little bit. Yeah, it seems pretty difficult. There's one. Let's run them through some scenarios that might happen. Maybe some corner shots here. Okay, so here's an issue. Normally how this would react when you would hit it in the corner here is that it would bounce. But because these barriers sit inside, when you hit it, there's not supposed to be anything hitting the top of this biscuit. But because there is a barrier, what's happening is when you smack it against the wall, it's bouncing off of the barrier and hitting the striker, or at least it's possible. Yeah, I mean, you can see here, for the most part, it's definitely not going out. Okay, there's one. Let's see if we do ball hits against it. Okay, that removes that. Okay, so I think I just lost 3 biscuits here. Looks like when I hit it with the ball, it's certainly possible to remove the biscuit. There it goes. So right now it seems like ball hits with enough force will remove the biscuits easily. All right, let's try this again. So yeah, the side shots, when I normally would be able to get them, if I'd have removed this here from the side, there's never an issue with the magnet down or up when I do a side shot to bounce it off. But the issue with the barrier, when it's sitting on top of this, is that it's hitting the bottom lip of that, which it still can work, but it changes the game up a little bit here. There goes one. There goes another one. See this back wall, side wall hit. So I think this concludes at least my preliminary research on a barrier, that it helps, I think, with when you're actually hitting the biscuits, like I was showing. It could definitely help keep that in, when that one would have definitely just bounced out right there. But there's certain shots that are not reacting the same like it would have on a normal game because there was no barriers. But I don't think that with normal ball hit shots on a biscuit, it is going to keep, the 3-inch barrier is going to keep it in. So as you can see with the barriers, they worked pretty well. I am still able to hit the biscuits out. Most of the time, I would say it was with the ball hitting the biscuit. There were a few times I was able to hit it without the ball. That was only about 5 minutes of play, so I haven't run through all the scenarios of the biscuits being able to go out or not, but I would say within those couple minutes of playing, I was able to hit it out maybe 6 times or so. So I think it does help. I'm going to be curious. I'm going to play some games. I'll record it and then have you guys watch it as well, just to see the different gameplay. Like I said, there was 2 big issues, at least I can see so far, which is the reflection. If your face is back a little bit, you're going to see the reflection depending on lighting. And then of that wood on the back wall. And then also on the sides, there is now a piece of the barrier that could hit the biscuit or hit the ball, depending on how you're smacking it against the wall, that would catch the lip of the barrier versus it not being there in the first place on a normal, typical, standard game with no barriers. So that concludes my review of the barriers. Thank you so much, Alvin, for sending me this. I'm certainly going to continue playing on it with them on, with them off, and then maybe after 6 months or so of playing, I'll have a really good idea if I feel that it's going to be something I would want on the board moving forward for the rest of the competitive play. Until then, thank you for watching this review of the barriers, and I'll see you next time.
I'ma give it all I got, all I